Welcome to day 49 of my 1,000-mile solo run across Nepal. Where I stayed last night, they didn't have any food, and it was a quite small village, not even a chance to get bananas. But I've gone to the next village along, and a good friend of mine, new friend, Netra, has helped me find somewhere to eat, and I'm just having a few instant noodles. Yeah. What's the name of this village? Poncagani. Okay, so Netra used to work in Goa as a chef for 2 years, and now you own a motorbike repair shop here in this village. So this is my little start to the day. Not the highest nutrition, but it'll keep me going to the next place, which I think is about 2.5 hours away, and it's a much bigger place with lots of opportunity for food. So I'm going to get some kana there in Guermi. At a little cafe, I bumped into some guys who were traveling to a temple, and they said it's 7 hours one direction from where they live near Kathmandu, by mostly paved roads. And they said basically it's a temple that you've got to visit. It's really special. They've come all this way. It's that good. And they're not the first people to mention this temple. So I have actually had a look at the route, and I think if I go via the temple, I go further higher than I've done in the whole trip by 500 meters, and it adds, I think, potentially 100 kilometers onto my trip. But as it stands right now, my fail-safe route basically takes me to the finish line a little bit under 1,000 miles, by quite a bit, I think by 70 kilometers. But that probably will reduce, because basically every day, just because I'm not following, I'm not following like the exact kind of most optimal route, the middle of the road. There's a bit of GPS error, all that. So I think I'm scheduled to finish kind of like 50 kilometers under, which I'm not going to let happen. If I'm that close, I might as well tick the clock over 1,000 miles. So I am considering going to the temple and changing my route a little bit, which will probably take me to a little bit over 1,000 miles when I finish. We're going well. But I've got time. If I absolutely follow my fail-safe and go as quick as possible, realistically possible, without going kind of too quick, I can finish in 2 weeks. But in 2 weeks, it's kind of in the middle of the festival. Everything's going to be closed. It's not ideal. So I'm planning on taking it easy, and I want to finish any time between 2 weeks from now and 3 weeks from now, because I may be having a little bit of a party in Kathmandu as well on a Friday in 3 weeks. So let's see. Decision point is going to be in about 5k. I'm going to sit down, have a look at the route, and have a think. Got a samosa. I've been looking for a good samosa since well before Kathmandu, and people have said that basically the east of the country has more samosas than the west. But I'm in Guermi, and this is quite a good example of one as well. So I've decided to go the long way around. I've had a look at the map, had a sit down, had a good rest, had a Coke, so sugar and caffeine, plenty of energy, and I decided to go the more difficult route. No wonder. It should be good. I do want to see this temple, because I've heard it mentioned by quite a few people. I've created a new route, sent it to my watch, and now I'm just following that. Just had a thought about going the long way around. I think there's an added benefit of the timing of the rest day. Basically, I'm due for a rest day, very much due, and if I went my original plan, it would be in 2 days, including today, to somewhere where I can have some proper rest. I know a few hotels which are fairly decent, and I think this way is also 2 days to some nice hotels, and this way the nice hotels are at the temple that I want to see. So I think it works out really well that I basically get there, I'd go straight into my hotel, and then the next day, the 0 miles day, I will have in that area with the temple, so I can basically totally take my time and do the touristy thing and kind of walk around and see it fully whilst having a good rest. And I think that's even better, really. I mean, all of my rest days here I've pretty much just spent in bed, not moving. And I know that that's not ideal, that's not optimal. I mean, I think psychologically I just wanted to do that. I wanted to just not move. But moving a little bit, helping the blood flow is better in terms of recovery. So I think this way works out pretty well. And the route is not as much as more as the other way as I thought. So I think so far it's been a good option. We'll find out once I get to the other end of this alternative route. There's a side of a hill here, which on this side it's almost a cliff face. Over here there's a little bit less gradient, but it's pretty steep here, and I can see no paths at all. But if you look just here, just between my fingers there's a man working. He's just chopping down some plants.